Hello everyone, welcome to another video. As you can see, I'm sat on the floor, but I'm in the process of moving into a new place. I can't wait to show you more in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. Speaking of staying tuned, please subscribe to this channel, it really helps. Apologies if there's an echo on this video, it's because there's no furniture in the room yet. Yesterday I posted on YouTube and my Instagram story. It was your chance to ask me absolutely anything that you want. So in this video, I'll be answering your questions. Sorry if I wasn't able to answer yours, leave any unanswered questions in the comments and I'll get back to them on there. I'll also give you a bit of a channel update at the end, so do stick around. Firstly, a long-time supporter and subscriber of the channel, Alan Fox, left me 14 questions on a post recently. And that really kicked off the Q&A idea, so here are his 14 questions in a quick fire round. What got you interested in football in the first place? Michael Owen. What made you decide to become a Liverpool fan? Again, Michael Owen. You lived in Australia before the pandemic, if I remember rightly. What brought you over there? It was to live and work somewhere abroad. I've always wanted to go and live and work in a new country, and Australia seemed like the best place. What football stadium have you visited which had the best food? Sparta Prague. Who was your football hero growing up? Surprisingly, not Michael Owen, Steven Gerrard. What was your first ever football shirt growing up? An old Oxford United kit. What do you like most about Scotland, the people? Who would play in your dream World Cup final without the home nations? Probably Australia and the USA. It'd be nice to see someone from a new continent win it, and it would just be a weird final, so I'd quite like to see that. The best club side you've ever seen play, TV or live? That's a tough one, but probably Pep's Barca of like 2011, or probably Liverpool pre-lockdown. Best piece of football memorabilia you've ever owned? Probably my Liverpool scarf with badges of the matches I've been to, all my programmes. Here you can see a lot of the Liverpool games that I've been to, just from the badges here, as well as you can tell the era that I went to those games in, with the likes of players that I have on the badges, your Susos, your Sturridges, your Coutinhos and your Bellamys. So yeah, probably this scarf, it means a lot to me. What game do you rate as the best derby in world football? It's hard to pick one, but probably Liverpool and Man United. But then there's also big derbies in South America. You've obviously got Celtic and Rangers over here in Scotland, as well as others in England and all across the world. Dortmund, Bayern springs to mind, obviously El Clasico in Spain as well. Did you ever play for a football team growing up, and if so, what position did you play? I played anywhere they put me because I wasn't very good. I also coached and refereed, both of which I wasn't amazing at, which is why I now do football on YouTube. What made you decide to start a football YouTube channel? To try something different with my life and put some good football content out there that people can enjoy. Do you follow any other sports YouTube channels yourself? Yep, some of my favourites. True Geordie is amazing, podcasts. Away Days, Thogden, just to name a small few. So Alan, I hope I've cleared up a few of those questions that you had. Let's move on to a few of the others. So from YouTube, Footy XL, what's your favourite stadium that you have seen in Scotland so far? Celtic and Easter Road, probably the most aesthetically pleasing that I've seen. But in terms of like a classic looking building, then Ibrox. Louise Rogers, do you have a target of how many stadiums you want to visit, like to try to go to every stadium in the world? I have a target to make videos in every single continent. I've got some pretty big ideas. I don't know if I'll be able to get to every stadium in the world, but I'm going to give it a good go. YT, who is your favourite player? Currently still playing, my favourites are obviously Liverpool players like Salah, Mane, Trent. But outside of Liverpool, my favourite player, breakthrough star at the moment, Tariq Lamptey. I think he's been absolutely class, and if Liverpool were to sign anyone, I'm keeping my fingers crossed it's him. David Baker, do you prefer the old four-sided stand style stadiums or the new bowl style? Also, can you fly a drone if you're not allowed into stadiums? To look at, I do prefer the newer modern bowl style stadiums, but I think to watch a game at with the atmosphere, I think I prefer the older four standers. On the drones, I can't fly a drone, but funny story, I did look into buying one when I started the channel. There was a few countries that I was going to in Asia which basically made it illegal to fly drones, so taking them through customs was basically impossible, but it's something I've looked into. I do believe now that in the UK you might have to have a pilot's license to have a drone. There's certainly a lot more rules and restrictions that you've got to follow, so who knows, maybe in the future we'll do a drone tour of the UK stadiums. Samuel, best player you've ever seen live at any level? There's three that stand out for me. Luis Suarez, watching him at Liverpool in like the Brendan Rodgers days. I know there wasn't a huge amount for Liverpool fans to shout about back then, but watching Suarez play, I think he was absolutely insane back then, and that was a pleasure to watch him. Messi at the Camp Nou, seeing him score twice, that's something I'll always cherish. You know, just with what's going on at the moment, I don't think many people will even get the chance to do that anymore, depending on how long he plays for. And also probably Ronaldinho. I've seen him play twice at Wembley for Brazil. That was special, watching him play, special player. Morelos the GOAT. Have you seen or met any footballers? Let me think. Yeah, a few random ones. I met Chris Kirkland at a game once. I've met Nigel Rio-Coker at a game. And Joey Barton walking down the street as well, outside Pret a Manger. So a random little collection of football players. I've also met Ben Woodburn at a Liverpool game and Ragnar Klavan as well. So yeah, there's a little five-a-side team that I could have there of players that I've met. Kieran Ross and Tactical Manager TV both asked a similar question. By the way, check out Tactical Manager TV on YouTube, he's got a good channel. Why did you start YouTube and what got you into vlogging? I always knew I was going to leave Australia for the UK. I didn't want to come back in one trip, but I wanted to travel my way back. And I travelled my way back through Asia and Europe. I started watching a lot of YouTube vlogs of the places I was going to visit on a lot of channels that I still watch to this day, and I thought it's something that I could have a go at. I had to teach myself how to edit, use Photoshop for thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. I could never do any of that before, but I used tutorials on YouTube to teach myself how to do these things. I didn't see too many vloggers mixing travel with football, so I thought I'd give it a shot. I thought I could do a pretty good job at it, and I'm so glad I did, and it's one of the best things that I've ever done. Matty Hudson, best atmosphere at a game. Liverpool 4, Dortmund 3, without a doubt. Owen McGrandles, where did you grow up? Buckinghamshire, England. El Guero Fitness, favourite team in Scotland? All of them. Football school, Celtic or Rangers, both the same. I would never say I prefer one over the other. I'm as neutral as it comes. Right, on to the Instagram questions. RyRyOC, Lamptey or Trent? Probably the toughest question I've faced so far, this one. Both, I'd have to have Lamptey at right back with Trent centre midfield. The Rangers superfan, thoughts on Rangers? An amazing historic club. It's a shame they got demoted due to financial reasons, but this kind of follows into your next question, which was thoughts on the SPFL. I really like the SPFL, and I really do like a lot of the clubs inside the league system as well in Scotland. I think it's got the potential to be exciting, but in my eyes it's not competitive enough. Whether you think Rangers getting demoted was right or wrong, I don't think long term it was a good thing for the league. Obviously Rangers were in the wrong, but nowadays I just don't think the league is as competitive as it should be. You rarely see any teams push very far in Europe. Celtic and Rangers sometimes get to the knockout stage of the Europa League, can't see them going very far in the Champions League, and you very rarely see other teams outside of those two progress very far in Europe. And obviously Celtic have won it for the last 9 years, coming up for a 10th, which will be a record obviously, but again, I'm not sure if it's the best watch sometimes for the neutrals because of that. But for Celtic fans, I'm sure they're never bored of seeing their team lift the league anyway. So that being said, the fans in this country are amazing, and I can't wait to delve deeper into Scottish football over the coming months. Robin's on tour, and again, another good YouTuber, so do check him out. What's been your favourite time during YouTube? YouTube. Just improving my video skills. I've been at it less than a year, but I've already seen a vast improvement from like my first few videos. If you go back and watch my first video, I'm sure you'll see a difference in that compared to what they are now. It makes me excited, and I can't wait for the future because I just want to keep making better and better content. But yeah, go back and watch my first video and let me know what you think in the comments. Jack Sanford, best football moment I had whilst filming. Either the 2 stoppage time goals at Sparta Prague, or probably seeing Messi score for reasons that I just mentioned. Probably quite a unique thing to see Messi score at the Camp Nou, best ever player. So yeah, that's something that I'm always gonna remember. So thanks to all the people who have joined the Footy Adventures Fantasy League. After having a shocking first week myself, I've had a couple of good weeks lately, and I've jumped into 2nd position. Jordan Pomeroy and his team, Borussia Dortmund, are out in front with 188 points, so well done mate, I'm trying to catch you up. Fair play as well to Jamie Skeggs, Charlie Hayne and Fergie from the Fergie Time podcast, who make up the rest of the top 5. There's still a few people in the league who are making some schoolboy errors. Just looking now is Chris Evans in his team, one size fits all. He had Werner as captain last week. Oh, absolutely shocking choice that was. Schoolboy error, you've got to do better. I'll give you guys a few more updates on fantasy football in the coming weeks and as the season progresses, so keep an eye on my YouTube channel and Instagram for some updates. So I'm filming this on the last day of September Tomorrow is October, the last 3 months of the year are almost upon us, and what have I got coming up for the channel? Well, basically a lot of you have commented your suggestions lately on my videos, which I really do appreciate. If you support a club in Scotland or Northern England, I'll do my best to get there and film a video this year of your club. In the near future, expect something from Celtic, Arbroath, Greenock, Morton, Fifeshire, Aberdeen, Gretna and more. Also, if anyone watching this has a connection to a football club and can get me access to a game, hit me up. Fans aren't allowed back in yet, so what better way for them to see it than from a vlogger's perspective like myself. Plus, amazingly, I've never actually been to a football game in Scotland. The amount of football videos I've made up in Scotland, I've never even been to a game, blows my mind, and that really needs to change. Thanks so much for all the questions in this video and supporting the channel lately. Please go back on my channel and watch some of the videos that I've mentioned in this video today. I'll leave a playlist on screen for you as well as a few recent videos that you can go back and watch. Please subscribe if you aren't already. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.